All right. Well, jeez Louise. We're here. How we doing? How we doing? How's everybody going? How's everybody doing? I'm trying to get in the zone here. Appreciate that, Hugo. Ace, what up? Anime, what up? Migrant FX, what up? Jeff, how's it going, man? Yeah, everything's good. I was I was trying to work on my Tradeify stuff. I had a call with Tradeify yesterday and a Zoom call with them, and I got approved to partner with them as an affiliate. And I was trying to change some of my stuff so that I could advertise the sales they have going on right now, but I couldn't get updated graphics or updated information. So that's coming soon, but I am officially partnered with Tradeify. So if you use my code CWT, you'll get a discount with them. I'll give you more details on the specifics later. What's up, Danny? What up? What up? How's everybody doing? You got a question? Ask away, Don. No, it does not, Christopher. Monday night does not count as a different trading day than Tuesday morning for eval consistency. Anything after 6 p.m., so like a Monday night after 6 p.m., that's the new trading day. So that counts as Tuesday, basically. Muhammad, what up? Jose, what up? Dakota, that's good, man. Do you think Jeffrey Dahmer went to heaven? We haven't talked about this at my we talked about this in my Bible study. I think that's between him and God, man. Um, I think that's between him and God. I think if he truly repented and accepted Christ into his life, then by that definition, then yes. Mods and My Fun and Future said it's 2 different days. Incorrect. Might be for their firm, but that's not how any other firm has done it that I've seen. If you trade on a Monday night after 6 p.m., your profit and loss carries into the next morning as if it's the same trading day. Tried our creators last night. It was so eerie. Which trading view plan do you have? I mean, I don't want to hit settings and billing, but I think I have the premium. Yeah, premium. Premium. How would I get myself out of drawdown with only 500 left? I would be trading only A plus setups. I would not be fixated on that dollar amount. I would just focus on executing a solid plan and keep your sizing relatively small. Take base hits every day. Don't sit there. You don't need to make up all of that in one single day. You can take 1 or 2 trades a day, hit a couple of base hits, call it a day, move on to the next day, and just let it build. My full porting. Negative. It's not what I do. Just like Paul before he converted, he was murdering Christians and Jesus spoke to him. Exactly right, man. He was slaughtering them. If I get a payout, I'm going to put most of my spending money into evals. I think it's good to scale. I think you need to pay yourself a little bit too, but it's good to invest back into your business, man. I only go for home runs, no base hits. Hey, man, whatever works. If it's making you money, stick to it. Order some steaks. That post-workout meal's finna hit later. Nice. Wish it was easier for me to cook steaks where I live. The grill's far away, and if I cook it in my apartment, man, I can't open a window to air it out. So, am I going to switch to live funded soon? No. Absolutely not. Is it Mathis Soa? Mathis, what up, man? How's it going? I'm doing good over here. I'm going to receive my first payout. It's $100. That's good, but I would caution you to take it if it's that small, because a lot of firms, they'll charge you a fee if it's less than a certain amount. Like if it's less than 500 or something, they'll charge you a $50 fee. So that 100 could turn into $50 if you're not taking that into account. You can tell I full ported. Man, how often have you been in this stream? Do I strike you as a full port individual? Am I looking for longs or shorts today? I'm not sure, man. That news, clearly we got a nice spike on that CPI news, but I'd like to see us potentially at open come down here. I said that yesterday, and we got the complete opposite. So maybe we push off of this. We tap into the VWAP down here, which is this blue line, and then usually when we have a data wick, it gets revisited. So we'll see. Jake, why are you yelling? Wait, if I have real time on TradingView, it's the same chart as if I was executing on Apex. Bez, you can't execute on Apex. Come on, you know this. What's my strategy? Typically looking for a sweep of a major liquidity level, V-shaped recovery. What happened to my muscles? That's my brother, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Nathan? The CPI happened already. Yeah, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Full ported CPI went in my direction, but not until after Alpha Futures closed my position. What happened? Full ported CPI made 800. That doesn't sound like a full port. 800 is a couple micros, man, on that move. If you're going to say you full ported, that means you threw like at least one mini, maybe two or three on there. Does my brother know how to trade? He does. He does know how to trade. This is the 5-minute, Brody. Who's better at trading? Probably him. Probably him. He's low key though. He doesn't do any social media. He taught me everything I know. Which prop firm accounts do I use? What's up, BCS? How's it going, man? Archie, what up? I use right now Apex and Take Profit Trader are my main really strong ones. I'm working on Lucid. I'm working on Tradeify. I'm working on My Funded Futures, and I'm working on Alpha. When does Funded Next tell you that you passive? I've never traded with them, so I'm not sure. I've never traded with Funded Next. I met your brother in the bar. We kissed on the lips. Can't tell all the secrets, man. Is it better to use prop firms when trading futures? I would say yes, especially when you're first starting out. Now, if you're just absolutely milking the prop firms, it's a good idea to have a personal capital account as well that you're trading. But I think as long as prop firms are the way that they are, man, you can just milk them. And I don't mean that in like a derogatory way. It's like that's what, if you're doing well and you're making money off of prop firms, there's really no reason not to use them, even if you have the ability to trade personal capital. Would you ever use your own capital? I do. I have an AMP account. Did I full port? No, I don't full port. Benjamin, how's it going, man? Did I see Bookmap at 8:30? Absolutely, John. Pretty much always have Bookmap open on my computer on one of these monitors, even if I've got something else going on. It's not that I'm paying attention to it always, but I'm still, like I said, I've been using it for a little over a year. I've been relying on it for 3 or 4, maybe 5 months at the most now. And I'm still trying to pay attention to how it behaves in relation to the chart. So I want to be able to get to the point where I can look at the Bookmap and know exactly how the trading, the charts on TradingView are looking. Can I tell you what LOL, ASL, and DWH mean? This means data wick high, this means London low, and this means Asia low. Using personal capital basically just lets you get a payout same day if you wanted. Not necessarily. There's usually when you go to request funds from your personal capital brokerage, there's a delay. I mean, there's a day or two delay in pulling that money out, but that's not the reason to do it. There's huge tax benefits to trading personal capital. You get taxed at a 60/40 rate versus a 1099 rate. So you get to keep more of the money you make. How did Bookmap look at 8:30? You want to see it? That's how it looked. LOL is London low? Yes. You're trading SPY. So SPY is options, Kai Guy. This is futures. So that would be on the futures equivalent of SPY is something called ES. So this is ES right here. And we do trade that sometimes. Depends on which one looks better. NASDAQ and NQ typically are very similar. And NASDAQ typically follows ES. Excuse me, NQ usually follows ES. I think I just said the same thing twice, but NQ usually follows ES. So we'll look at both of them and see which one looks more clear and take a trade on whichever one we like. Do I think I could replay 8:30? I mean, you can go to replay mode and do that. You can also save the data right here and then replay it. Like you can save the file and replay it later. Appreciate you sharing the live, man. No, LOL is laugh out loud. Shane, what's up, man? I don't know what I'm looking at. That's called Bookmap. It's a level 2 data software. What is CISD? Change in state of delivery. What's my favorite prop firm, man? They all have different pros and cons. Pete, how's it going, man? Good to see you. But taking a trade this month? Yeah, we're up 30,000 on the month, man. In just my Apex accounts. $29,700. New to trading, great live. Quick question. When I split my screen to New York, to NQ ES, a lot of my chart work goes away. I don't switch. So Lucas, you see this on the right side of my screen here. I don't like to do the split screen. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about doing like this right here, where you do it like this, where you have the split screen like that. I don't like that. Stick to doing this. In my opinion, this is the best way to do it, and then just bounce back and forth. I think that's the more efficient way to do it. What's CPI, Consumer Price Index? What's up, bro? Just left the gym. What's the bias today? I think we're going to revisit this data wick high here at open, potentially. We might get a little push back down first, but I think we revisit the data wick high. I don't try to give a bias for the whole day, man. I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, you could have news come in, unexpectedly, and something crazy happens or whatever, but I think what I try to do is know where it's going within the next 5 to 10 minutes. That's what I look for when I'm looking for a trade. Do you stream every day? I do, yeah. 9 a.m. Eastern time. Hey, Christian, how are you doing? How long did it take you to learn trading? I've been trading for 4 years. I think you can do it. You can start trading and become and start generating money quicker than I did if you do it the right way and you take it seriously. I think you can start making money within a year or two. It all depends on the person, though. Trading is about 20%, in my opinion. This is obviously just numbers thrown out there, but 20% being able to read price and know what's going on the charts, and the other 80% is your mental discipline that you have, your psychology. How are your trades looking for the morning? Haven't taken anything yet. If we wick into the fair value gap, is it still valid? Yeah, that's the point of the fair value gap. It shows a level of, in this case, support. So you would expect price to hit it and then reject the way that it has. Today was A++ CPI momentum. Yeah, John, if I traded, I think I could have made a decent amount on that, but I don't try to trade the news. Past 10 accounts, there you go. You have a good podcast voice. Thank you, Joe. What's the max loss you allow per account? I'd say it depends on the account size with a 50K, and it also depends on how much buffer you have in your account. But I don't like to lose more than like between $600 and $900 in a trade. But I don't really dictate my nice born ranger voice. You're wild, dude. I don't like to dictate my trades based on that. I take entries that make sense, and I put my stop loss. I will size according to how wide my stop loss has to be. So if I'm going to enter a trade and I know my stop loss is going to have to be pretty wide, then I usually size down to micros. But if it's going to be a typical trade, like for instance, just as an example, let's say that this was a V-shaped recovery after sweeping a major level, and we were entering like right here, and the stop was going to be just below that wick, I would be sized in a mini or two on that trade. Am I trading today? Yeah. Yeah. Market opens here in 2 minutes. Dean, what up? What's up, man? How's it going? Any trades? Not yet. Not yet. There's a nice little spike down there. I think we could get a pullback to the VWAP and then a push to the data wick high. But again, I could be completely wrong. So don't be sitting here taking trades based on that analysis. Price is going to do it at once. We're going to react to whatever it does. This is the 5-minute chart. Doing great, man. Ready to see what the day has in store. How are you trading if the NASDAQ is closed? The futures market is open from 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. every day. Closes for an hour, reopens. But the actual stock market opens at 9:30, closes at 4. That's never happened to me, man. I've never been in a sauna and had that happen. Made money on CPI and locked out. You think I should have stayed on for 9:30 open too? No, man. If you made money, hop off. I think that's discipline. NQ1 is blocked. Try to go to NQH6. Market open. Here we go. Let's see how the VWAP behaves here. Could all come all the way down to London. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, Matthew. Give me 1 second. The market just opened, so let's see what happens here. No, the max payout per 50K is 2,000 for the first 5. There's a little push off the around the VWAP level. I mean, let's see. I don't have a most preferred chart. I bounce around. The 5-minute just gives me a perspective here. I look for entries on the lower time frames like 4, 3, 2, or 1. This is NASDAQ futures. I'll read that in a second, Bryson. you do a group on TradeAvade, is that copy trading? Yes, it is. Make sure it's activated after you set up the group, though. Got orders down to 70.12 down on ES down here. Doesn't necessarily mean that's where price is going, but that's where there are orders stacked up. There's orders below us too on NQ, down to basically 25,900. Should be right in this range. Pushing hard off the VWAP there. We break this 25,975 level. I think it could go higher. It's got to push through this with aggression, though. Sun's out, guns out. You know it, Nora. Water guns. Just bouncing between this 25,975 and 25,940 level. Just staying right in that little tight range. Flex for the viewers. Flex for the viewers or flex for you? Again, we need to break out of this 25,975 level with aggression to the upside. There we go. There's a little push to it. Just rejecting right there. Is the 20% MAE rule with Apex hard to manage? No. Just don't oversize. Look at this guy. He's always saying the wildest stuff. You look at the PM session yesterday, pretty clean setup. I did. I looked at it, yeah. All right, there's a breakthrough, the 20. There we go. Let's see if we can push right through this. Slip a peck out, man. You guys are wild. Inverted that 1 minute. Hit a double buy. Dude, I'm not looking big right now. Looking pretty small. Have no pump. No glycogen. Got orders above us now on the ES. We're just hanging out here at the VWAP on ES. Took a screenshot. I'm sending it to my mom and telling us. Wild, Dean. Up 2.7 on 1 XFA. Should I try and get a payout or build buffer? I don't want to be greedy. Yeah, I'd call it a day, man. Your girl can't fight us all. Yeah, I'm with you there, Cameron. I think we break out of this range to at least to that data wick high there. Just got to make sure if you are sizing into this that you aren't over leveraging. That way you give yourself some runway if it does come back some before going higher. Thank you, Peak Mill app. Hey, I appreciate that, Luke. We rejecting? Short it then, D. Up 1,500 on 5 accounts. I'm out. There you go. Call it a day, man. Yeah, Bookmap does look higher. You're right. I think that's a good read. It's just a question of what are we going to do before going there. I don't want to see it. If it breaks this 25,970 level again, I'm not confident in getting into a trade. I want to see it break this high. There's that 970 level, tapped it and rejected right off of it. Look for NQH. If you're trying to find this in TradingView, it's NQH6. The CPI index, yeah, it happens at 8. It happened at 8:30. Always check forexfactory.com, and that's where you can see the scheduled economic news. It'll tell you the time. It'll also give you the print when the news comes out. How do you use Bookmap to support your trade? I look for where the aggression, what direction are the sellers, or what direction are the market participants aggressively going in. So if you see buyers or sellers just placing market orders with aggression to one way or the other, that gives you an idea. You also look for where the limit orders are placed. So I'll show you what I'm looking at right now. We have a bunch of limit orders above us here, and you see these green bubbles. Those are volume bubbles. That's the aggression in which we're heading in a certain direction. So if they were red, they would obviously be sellers. We're pushing through this. We just broke that level I was looking at here, and I'm tempted to get in on this. Stop was way too tight on that. Oh, my bad. I thought you guys didn't realize it was still on the... Stop was way too tight on that. That pisses me off. I did not mean to have my... Honestly, that makes me want to just fucking shut this shit down right now. I was in that trade. Was up 500. Put my stop just above break even, so I made $60 on that instead of being up 600. It's all good. This is what I was trying to prevent right here, though. But we still had some runway if you were looking at the book map. Still had a little runway to the upside here. Just got out early. You just helped me make all my losses back. God bless you. I appreciate that, man. God bless you too. Draw trend lines. I don't do trend lines, bro. Order flow based on the book map. It was 1 mini. That was 1 mini. Holy shit, look at this. Excuse my language. Look at this push. This is why I had that tight stop, but I shouldn't have had it as tight as I had it. Or I should have just closed earlier. It's okay. It's okay. Out 622. Yeah, it was 1 mini. $15-minute retest. I see you. That VWAP is holding there. I can't believe we didn't take that data wick. I can't believe we got that close to the data wick and didn't take it. That's wild. Big S&T on NQ and ES. Huge S&T. Trump said something on Truth. He said something about Iran. Just the protests. He didn't say. He said something about inflation numbers like 15 minutes ago. Nothing that would have caused that. Yeah, same with me, Bob. Trend line from my early Forex days. Yeah, and it was before I even knew that that was like a trading strategy. It just was something that made sense to me. I'd sit here and like start drawing stuff like this and like, I don't know. I had no clue what I was doing, dude. This is the 1 minute right here. How come we didn't take those 650 big orders on Bookmap? Guess is as good as mine, man. That was kind of my target. That's the data wick. Or just above it. This SMT with ES is crazy. Huge SMT. No, I was in longs. I was in longs right here, up to there. But I had my stop in profit, so I made $60.70. I was up 600 at one point, and I was holding it to here, but I had my stops really tight. Yeah, John, I didn't see that. Other than if you were looking at ES, there were some on ES below us, but not on NQ. It's kind of cleared out now. I mean, it cleared out a lot. Kato, you full ported? Yeah, I look at both, man. John, highly. I mean, it's the same concept as we use on TradingView, right? So, like if you're thinking that NQ typically follows ES, the same logic would apply on Bookmap. So you'd want to see what are you seeing on both indices on Bookmap as well. You get what I mean? I must be in for sales. If I'm in a trade, you'll see it on the screen. Neymar, Namir. I was in a long from here, and I was trying to take out that data wick that we had from the CPI news. Got stopped out in profit for $60. $1.3K, nice, man. You're a wordsmith. Yeah, look, it's trying to catch up to ES, man. Look at this S&T that we had. Hey, Cato, I don't think that's sadly, man. That's proper trading discipline, man. If that was your money that was actually in your bank account and you were sitting there debating whether to risk it, you made the decision based on that kind of thinking. I think that's the way to do it. I don't think that sitting on your hands during big news events is a bad thing. I think that's very disciplined, and that's what you should do. You should be able to produce results on a daily basis, or at least on a consistent basis, where you don't need to sit there and look for these big dopamine hits from the news trades. Is that VWAP the blue line? Yeah, it is. Hey man, appreciate you being here. Have a good day. Do you scale your stops to the closer profit, or is it just let it run? Usually depends on the trade, man. It really depends on the trade, Benjamin. For that right there, something in my gut just told me to move stops into profit, and that was pretty quick. I pretty quickly moved it into profit. I don't know if you noticed that, but I wasn't going to let it come back on me at all at that level. Can I explain VWAP? Yeah, volume weighted average price. Price likes to return to it, bounce off of it. In this case, it's acting as a support level. If we were in a bearish market right now, it'd be acting as a resistance level. I don't really know how to explain it any better than that. It's just a confluence, in my opinion. Am I scalping? You could say that's what that was, yeah. I'm using Bookmap, Namir. I'm using Bookmap. Basically, you see these lines and stuff, and you'll see fair value gaps. Those are ICT principles. I use those to kind of as a structured way to kind of better understand price action. But my entries and exits in the trades that I take are heavily dictated on the Bookmap. So basically, I'm combining ICT principles with order flow and momentum trading, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, we broke that high on the 5 minute right here that I still have marked out. We broke that high. Definitely was anticipating a sweep of that high, that data wick high. Let's see how we react to the VWAP here. I'm going to bounce back to the 1 minute. Exactly, Benjamin. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Sick rips. You take a trade off of that. That SMT, man. I mean, that was like unreal. Excuse me. The blue line is the VWAP. So we just bounced right off of it again. Samir, what up? At this point, Travis, I'm looking for a sweep of a major level, or I'm looking for Bookmap to light up the way that it was just a minute ago on that move higher. But mostly, what I would look for here is a sweep of this liquidity, this resting liquidity down here, V-shaped recovery out of that, and then some momentum on the Bookmap. You have to wait till the end of the trading day for your profit to reflect on TPT. So and they're actually a little later than usual. Apex, it updates around 5:45. TPT usually updates around 7:30, and then you can request the withdrawals around then. Using Tradevate for the Bookmap. Bookmap is a software. It's in and of itself its own thing. It's a level 2 data software. This is Bookmap. You're talking about a DOM. This is Bookmap. Love your video about the pocket watching. That was great. Much needed. Yeah, it's funny. Maybe it's just because TikTok is so saturated with it, but I see so many videos of people, especially talking about like TJR and stuff. It's like, well, I said it in the video. Can I teach you how to set up Bookmap? You were late to the session on Saturday, man. I plan on doing another one this Saturday, though. I'll do another one this Saturday. So for anybody who's looking to get into Bookmap, there's really not anything crazy to do in terms of the settings. Like the default is pretty close to what I have, but I do have some add-ons and stuff. So on Saturday, I'll do I did one this past Saturday. I'll do another one this coming Saturday for anybody who's interested figuring out how to get their Bookmap squared away or just seeing how it works in case you're interested in trying it. It's its own software, Cam. So you go to I have a link. You click the link to go to their website. You download their software, and then you sign up for a subscription through them, and then you pay through data through them, and you get what you just saw. You get this. It's literally it's like if you were to open Microsoft Word on your computer, like a software like that, you open Bookmap. It's not through another trading company or anything. They are their own company. How's your import out informants? I don't pay attention to that stuff, man. If it's not red folder, the CPI news at 8:30 was what we were worried about. I don't typically pay attention to news unless it's red folder. Trump says help is on the way to the Iranian protesters. That's what this drop was, I guess. As somebody pointed out in the YouTube. I thought it was just a shout out to the protesters. I guess he's saying that help is on the way to them, so we'll see. It's very true. It's a solid point. ICT says you don't need Bookmap. Please, if I can implore you to do one thing, it's take everything that Michael says with a grain of salt. He contradicts himself constantly, man. Gains, man. Yeah, I know gains. He's talking about like don't just rely on signal botting. That's what he's saying. I understood exactly what you meant, man. I didn't take it as shade at all. I say the same thing. Don't signal bot people. Learn if you're tuning into somebody and watching them, you should do it so that you can learn what's going on and kind of get an education rather than just signal botting. Because you're right. What if one day I just stopped streaming, or what if every streamer stopped and you don't know what you're doing? You'd have to figure it out then. Bro, why are you spamming the chat? You're about to get the boot. Bye-bye. I got him. I took care of him. You just call me Tyler? What time on Saturday, Tyler? My name is Christian Albert. But I'm probably going to do it around 1 p.m. Eastern time. I took that one trade right here. Was trying to target that data wick high. Got stopped out $60 in profit. Have not taken another one yet. Want to see a sweep. Like I was saying, would like to see a sweep of these levels at this point and then a move back up. Or we could just keep dumping because of what Trump just said about Iran. So we'll see. Do you have indicators that do everything for you? No. But I am working on my own indicator for you guys. Currently in the process of coding it myself. What did Trump say about Iran? He said something about help is on the way. So I would interpret that as meaning that we're about to get involved. You know how to code? No, but I'm learning. Man, you can do anything, Bryson. I don't mean that cliche, like in a cliche way. There's nothing you can't learn how to do, man. Especially with the internet. There's so much access to information out there. What's the next play? Would like to see a sweep of this level and a push back higher. Or potentially just a dump. I got these lower levels marked out. Always mark out a pretty wide range of levels in my pre-market. So we could, what coding language are you learning? Well, for school right now, I'm taking a stats course and we're learning Python, but I'm learning PineScript right now. I don't know if that's like its own language or if that's just specific to TradingView, but that's the one I'm using. PineScript V5 and V6. Yeah, I took a trade, Marcy, up here. Got stopped out in profit, $60. No, you're good, man. You're good. But to answer your question, Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's what I'm planning on. If that changes, I'll let you know. Join the Discord if you haven't already. And I'll be posting updates in there. I'll also post them on TikTok as well. But check the Discord. There's a Discord link right there in the chat if you need it. What do you mean demo, Cooper? Why are you spamming demo, bro? Why are people spamming in the chat? Look at this. Strong push down here on NQ, or I mean ES. No, this is not demo trading, man. I'm trading funded accounts, funded prop firm accounts. My buddy is studying data engineering. He hacks pre-resets on Top Step. I'm sure that's frowned upon. It just looks like news. I think it's that what Trump said about Iran. It took 50. You took 50 trades. Hey, Cato, appreciate you, bro. God bless you too, man. Have a good day. He tweeted, Samir. I'll read you exactly what he said. Iranian patriots, keep protesting. Take over your institution. Save the names of the killers and abusers. They will pay a big price. I've canceled all meetings with Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stop. Help is on the way. Miga. Make Iran great again, I guess. $8.30 drop. Polo. This was $8.30. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Verse of the day. Yeah, I got you, Tristan. Thank you, brother. 2 Corinthians 5, 19 through 20. God has committed to us the message of reconciliation. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. Amen. Yeah, we took a long up here. ES might be the move here, to be completely honest. We're getting direction dictated by ES pretty aggressively here. Swept London low, swept Asia low. Little V shape here. Inverted a 1, barely. We'll see what happens next. NQ has orders up at 25,962. Yep, Vita Labs, you hit the nail on the head, man. Tail wagging dog. Slept London low on ES, not on NQ. How's Bookmap looking for a long? I wouldn't get in on one yet, man. I would stay patient here. ES is looking good, to be completely honest, but I want to see a little bit more. I want to see a little bit more here before I get involved. In longs on ES. There you go, Peyton. I see you. I took a long up here. Was trying to target this data wick high. Move stops to in profit. Got stopped out. $60.70 profit on the day. NQ CPI liquidated me. I'm an idiot. It's never good, man. It's never good. There's good news though. I don't blame you, Vida. Appreciate your service too, man. Wouldn't say you're an idiot, dude. I mean, we've all been there. I can't say that I never did it. I used to full port news like crazy. But the longer you're in this, you'll start to realize that that's not a sustainable strategy. It's better just to avoid the news and then wait for the dust to settle and get in afterwards. In longs on NQ, yeah, I see you. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I want to see London get taken on NQ. I know we took it on ES. How much am I up today? $60.10. I bounce around. I look for entries on the lower time frames. I like to look at the 5 and the 15 to get an idea of the broader picture. Pre-market analysis I do from the daily all on down, 4 hour, 3 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, and then during the session I look at the 15 and 10, 5, and then I look for entries on the 4, 3, 2, or 1. How did we not hit the data wick, dude? That's what I got break even on that too. I was up $610 or something. I could have closed the trade, but I thought we were going to hit it. That's where my TP was. Super light size, only half mini. There you go. You just helped me avoid a loss. Patience, patience, patience. Are you a spy? Coco, I appreciate that. Coco and Diego. Is that a Shih Tzu named Coco, man? Toy poodle. Okay. I'm gonna say one of my aunts had a Shih Tzu named Coco. How long did it take you to learn Bookmap? Still learning it, man. I've been using it for about a year, relying on it for trades for about 4 or 5 months. FOMO is real. In trading, take a breath, have coffee, look for a good setup. Exactly. Good advice. What do I need to learn to understand Bookmap? You need to look at it. I know that I'm not saying that to be funny. You need to the way I've done it is I've actually studied it. I've had sessions where I'm not trading at all. I'm just strictly watching Bookmap in conjunction with looking at TradingView, just to pay attention to how what I'm seeing on Bookmap translates to the chart. So I think that's one of the best ways to do it. And then maybe paper trade with it for a while. Learn it that way. But it takes a little while. It takes some getting used to. And even to this day, it still doesn't. Somebody asked, why didn't we take those orders at 650 or at 950? which would have been up here, 2650, excuse me. That's where I thought we were doing. That's where my TP was at this data wick high. And Bookmap looked like it supported that. So you still have things like Trump tweeting that can dictate the market more. I mean, whatever he says has way more impact than anything you're seeing on the Bookmap. Lee, are you on TradingView? How do you deal with FOMO? FOMO to me is like hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. It's going to hurt, and every time you do it, it's going to hurt. And eventually you just say, okay, I know if I pick up this hammer and hit myself in the head with it again, it's going to hurt. So I'm not going to pick up the hammer and hit myself in the head with it. That's FOMO. I'm on Thinkorswim. I'm not sure how to do it on Thinkorswim, to be completely honest with you. One of my brothers is more familiar with Thinkorswim. Buy ask, I believe, is a market buy, so that gets you directly in. Buy bid, I think, is at a certain level. That's like a limit order, I'm pretty sure. But are you sure you're on make sure you're on futures and not trading? And I think if to be able to trade futures on Thinkorswim, your margin has to be pretty large. Hey Christian, do you trade ICT concepts? I would say I'd use ICT concepts to make sense of the market, and my actual trade executions are dictated by the order flow and momentum of Bookmap. This is a yes, Samir. On Bookmap, it is a yes. You said you were trading for 4 years. What was the turning point for you to become profitable? Well, I don't say that I'm profitable, man. Like I've said many times on the live here, I think that you need to be taking payouts every opportunity, meaning every payout window, for at least 9 to 12 months before you can make that claim, because you can have payouts come in spurts. You can. I've seen people have months at a time between payouts, or sometimes years at a time between payouts. So in order to be truly profitable, this has to be something almost like a paycheck that you're relying on. So I haven't reached the time frame mark for me to be able to make that claim yet. I've only been taking consistent payouts for about 6 months now. But it took me a long time. It took me up until this past year, summer of this past year, to really start seeing consistency. Sim trading? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to do it on Thinkorswim, man. I missed your comment, Joy, if you said something. Oh, did you take a trade today? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I took a long up here. What changed? I got sick and tired of blowing accounts, man, and wasting money. My gamble didn't pay off. Yeah. I just hit the point where I'm just like, all right, nothing changes if nothing changes. So I had to do something different, and I started taking my journaling more seriously. I started implementing rules that would. I identified weaknesses that were causing me to blow accounts, and I made rules that would prevent me from repeating those mistakes, such as over trading. So I limit myself to 2 trades per day now. If I win the first trade and make enough profit, and enough is subjective, obviously, but I'm talking about a couple $100, then I don't take another trade on the day. If I take a loss, I take one more trade, win or lose, and I'm done for the day. That prevents me from blowing accounts, as long as my risk management is proper per trade. So I do things like that. I journal every trade. I make sure that I stick to my rules. I do my best to stick to my rules. I'll be completely honest. This year so far, I've broken my rules several times. Have not broken haven't broken most of them, but I've broken some important ones. Once you make profit, you don't take another trade. I broke that rule and it cost me money. I was up, was it 680 or 580 on the day and I needed a little bit more money to be able to qualify for a really large payout, I took another trade and I lost all the profits back except for like $10, which was a good reminder of why I had that rule in place. So you got to make sure you can identify, your rules should be tough. They should be in place to be able to prevent things that you know about yourself that cause you to have unprofitable days. I mean, days where you're really you're getting cooked. Jade, I've been doing it for 4 years. You on Twitch? I don't think Twitch lets you trade on stream. But no, to answer your question, I'm not. Yeah, we took a long up here. You can do the math pretty quickly, BCS. I mean, one contract on NQ is $20 per point. One contract on ES is $50 per point. So, I mean, if you know pretty quickly, I have a tool here that, if you don't have the, if you're not using the long or short position tool, you can use this other price range tool, and you can sit there and be like, okay, that's 36 points right there, and then you just do the math quickly. But you shouldn't be placing stops based on a dollar amount. You should be choosing your sizing based on where your stop has to be or where it makes the most sense to have it. What kept you from giving up on trading? Knowing that this is going to sound very arrogant, but seeing how many low IQ individuals were having high success with it and knowing that if they can do it, I can do it too. But in reality, and that does sound super arrogant, especially hearing it come out of my mouth, but in reality, trading is not an IQ test. It's a test of how well you can follow rules and stay disciplined. Have you ever done anything business-wise besides trading? Yeah. What do you think is best, ICT or VWAP? That question fundamentally doesn't make sense. ICT is a whole school of thought. VWAP is an indicator. We did take a trade. We took a long up here. We're in profit, $60.70. All right, take Asia and turn around. There's Asia. I entered one mini accidentally, down 500, slowly coming back. Don't sit there and chase your losses, man. Terrible idea. Just take A+ setups. Don't focus on the P&L. What do you trade right now? What do you mean by that? This is NQ. Charlie, what account size do you have? Might have made too much if you have a 50K account. If your profit target's 3,000, you got to lose back 1,000. Is it possible to short NQ mini right now? Yeah. You short it or long it. I have a 0 account with Alpha 50K. Tristan, are you in here right now? Tristan's the. I think you made too much, man. I think the profit target is 3,000. You might have to lose some back. You were fine. Okay. Just don't trade anymore, right? You don't. There's no need. Done for the day. Did you take a trade, Samir? Tristan, can you help? Can you help him out? Yeah, just took the short. Nice, man. Appreciate you being here, dude. Hope you have a good day. That was a good trade. The way that it works, Charlie, with most firms, appreciate that, Samir. Appreciate you. The way that it works with most firms is they. I don't know if this is true with Alpha because I haven't really focused on them yet, but you have to wait until the end of the trading day, and then they register your wins or your profits, and then they give you access. Yeah, there you go. Tristan just told you in the chat. $500 away from passing my 20 Apex accounts. Boom! Look at that move. Holy cow! Ton of liquidity just got thrown in there on ES, or yeah, on ES. Just like lit up bright red all of a sudden on the book map. Hey, Benjamin, I get it, man. God bless you too, bro. Appreciate you being here. Have you used Apex or Top Step? I'm using Apex right now. I have 20 Apex accounts that I'm using at the moment. Strata, what up? Did you purchase all 20 at once? Yeah. Well, no. Shouldn't say that. No, I didn't. I scaled 1 and then 3 and then 5, and then I bought the other 15. Is there activation fees for Apex? Yes, there is. 65 right now. It's $65 per account, lifetime PA for a 50K account. I do stuffed. Yeah, I should post that in the Discord so that people can see it if they want it. I did take a trade up high. With Apex, a lifetime PA right now is $65 for a 50K account. The activation fee is $65. What? I don't know what a 50K trade evade is. If you're talking about an Apex trade evade account, 50K is $65. Yeah, you've caught on, Tristan. Why mark it down? Probably because Trump say bad thing. Mohamed, I appreciate it, man. Have a good day. The $65 activation fee is limited time. Yeah, there, as Tristan said, there is usually a sale going on for the evals, but I don't know how long the $65 activation fee will start or stay. It's usually like 140 per account. So yeah, that is something that very well could be temporary. Man, a lot of people got cooked on CPI. Till the 15th, yeah. Well, they could extend it. That might be what's listed right now, but we'll see. Do you do any shorting? Yeah, I do, when it's appropriate. I got class all PM. Tuesdays and Thursdays are pretty much all day for me, from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Supply and demand is a good strategy. Ronnie, I think that any strategy can be effective. Some obviously more effective than others, but any strategy can be effective. It's a question of, can you develop a system of discipline and risk management that yields consistent results and prevents you from over trading, prevents you from over leveraging. The system that you develop, which is heavily tied to your psychology, is the most important thing about trading. All the lows have been swept. Where the buyers at? Pete, tell me, man. We've been dumping here since 9:35 on ES. As a beginner, do you recommend? What's up, Taylor? How's it going? Did you take a trade? Yeah, we took a long up here, trying to target the data wick. Got stopped out in profit for $60. As a beginner, do you recommend the 1 hour, 5 hour, or the daily? I recommend using those at the beginning when you're doing your market analysis first thing in the morning. Here's my thinking, man. I need to make a video on this. This is how I approach the markets. And until we start getting some buyers coming in here, I'm gonna yap. Once we start getting some buyers or we invert this 5, I'm gonna lock in. But my approach to the markets: I wake up in the morning, I make my bed, I get my coffee, I read the Bible, I turn on the news, check all the different news sources, look at Forex Factory to see the scheduled economic news for the day. Even though I do an update on that every Sunday, I post a video every Sunday about the scheduled economic news for the week. I make sure that I look at the economic calendar on Forex Factory just to double check. I then open TradingView, clear all my drawings from the previous day, go to the high time frame. I go to the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and work my way down to see just the lay of the land. Pay attention to the high time frame gaps. Pay attention to what levels we're near and what levels we're far away from. Mark everything out. I mark everything out. You'll see I mark pretty aggressively here. Whatever we could realistically take in the time that I'm going to be on the charts. Then I look at the book map. I get everything set up here, and I watch price from about 8 o'clock until about 8:30, and then I get ready for the stream, and then I come sit down. I think that obviously up until the get ready for the stream part, that's what most people should be doing when it comes to analyzing the charts. You shouldn't be waking up, at 9:15 and just sitting down and expecting to be successful. So yes, I use the higher time frame to develop or to get an idea of potential daily bias, but I don't marry it. I don't marry the bias. I just use it as an idea. I think that is a very good way to start. If you're a day trader, that's how you should start your morning. And sometimes I'll go for a walk. I think that's another important thing. I'll go for a walk just to get the blood flowing. You know, to get fully woken up and to get a little exercise. It's the number one hardest thing about trading, not clicking the button. Here the buyers, Pete. They're showing up. Hey, the freezing cold is what wakes you up, man. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. No trades for me today. Waiting for the fives to close. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for too, Pete. If that 5 inverts on NQ, get real interested. Pushing hard here. What are we drinking? This is a limoncello LaCroix. LaCroix hate is so forced. 1,700 contracts on ES at 7,008. Yeah, I don't see that on mine. My light map's filtering that out. Look at that rejection out of that 5 minute. This is why you do not front run these gaps. Wait for candle closures. These longs are looking good, man. Got to be patient. What was I getting ready to do? Bookmap is looking super aggressive to the upside here, man. I'm tempted to get in on something very quickly. Wait for a pullback. We're pumping though. Man, I got a cramp or something in my neck. Look at that rejection. Holy crap. Wow. Coming back down to 25,825, I think, on NQ. Big order stacked right there. They just came in, 160 of them. Holy crap, dude. I got a cramp in my neck. United States economy, yeah, Ronnie. Dude, this is really hurting. You want to see the book map? Oh, fuck, dude. This hurts. This is dangerous. Dangerous for longs here. This is ES. Hard rejection, man. There's a coming down to that 825 level on NQ. Flashing at 69.90 on ES. How do you get this chart? This is a software. This is called Bookmap. Whew. Trying to work a cramp out of my neck right now. Why don't I mark out the 4 hour? I do. It's not showing on the lower time frame. It's right there. You can go to the lower time frame. It's not, so it doesn't clutter the map, clutter the chart. I do confirm entries with the book map. These orders are still stacked at 25, 825. Down here. It's like a fish finder for trading, dude, that you literally, that's exactly how I explain it. Which water a day do I drink? I drink about 3 or 4 of these. I'm not sure exactly how much it holds. What's my plan for today after trading? I have class at 12:30 until 6. Appreciate all the follows. Guys, if you're new here and you appreciate the lives or you just feel like tossing me a bone, throw a follow. I'm trying to hit 20K. We're at 17 right now. I very rarely ever say that. But it'd be cool to hit 20K this week. College do you go to? UNC Chapel Hill. The Tar Holes. Got stopped out, should have waited for closure? Yes, you should have. Yep. Should have waited for this 5 minute to invert at the least if you're trading ICT principles. These orders are about to get smacked here at 25, 825. Boom. How long do you usually trade till? 11. You're our Isaiah 6'8". Isaiah was a goat, man. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and whom will go for us?" Hey, I appreciate that, Pete. I love that verse. Send me. That was powerful, Shia LaBeouf scene. Can't remember what movie that was. Got stopped out, should have waited. Yes, I read that. Fury, that's right, yeah. Yeah, that was a great scene. Did you take a trade? Yeah, we took a long up here. Trying to target that data wick. Got stopped out in profit for $60 after being up 600. Aladdin. How long should it take to pass 50K funded? That's all dependent on you, Juiced. Depends on where you are in your trading journey. If you're relatively new to trading, there's no rush at all, dude. There's no rush ever. But if you're consistently taking payouts and you just happen to be aggressive one day and you blow some fundeds and you're trying to get back in the game, you should look to pass those evals pretty quickly. I think PJ says something like 2 or 3 trades, but sometimes it takes me 10 trades. Depends. Right now, I have some evals that have been sitting here lingering for a while. I haven't been hitting big profits for most of December and all this month so far. I think my biggest day has been like 700 per account. Would you suggest 50K or 100K? 50K for sure if you're relatively new to trading. It gives you enough runway with the drawdown and it's not too crazy of a target profit. I've been trading these accounts since the 5th of January. I don't think that's not crazy, man. It's like, what, a full week and a half of trading, maybe? Yeah. A week and 1 day of actual trading. You're good, dude. No rush. I have 750 on 5 today. Need to get on these Apex evals. Those are so tempting to get wild with, man, because you can pass them in a day. I mean, and they know that. That's part of the strategy there, I would imagine. You know, the idea that you can pass in a day, people are just like, you know, screw it. Here's 5 contracts. I do that. I have done that with my Apex accounts. Not 5. I think the most I've ever traded is like 4, trying to like seriously pass an eval. But like if I'm in a trade and I know I'm fairly confident, no one ever knows, but if I'm fairly confident in the trade, I'll get a little aggressive. Passed 5 100Ks on CPI today. There you go, Chase. Had to run a mile yesterday, guys. I had to run a mile yesterday for my LFit class. It's a lifetime fitness required course to graduate. I thought I had signed up for weightlifting. I signed up for strength and conditioning. Yeah, had to run a mile yesterday when it was about 40 degrees outside. Everett, are you in the Discord? It's CWT, but you got to click this link. Here, click this link. Hang on one second. What pair is this? This is NASDAQ futures, not Forex. Give me 1 second, Everett. What are your confirmation confluences? Look for a sweep of a major liquidity level. Everett, click this link right here and then use code CWT. I look for a sweep of a major liquidity level, V-shaped recovery, creation of a great gap like on the 5-minute or 4-minute, inversion of a previous gap. Like for instance, I wanted to see this 5-minute get inverted before we were gonna get interested in taking this long. Typically like to see a breaker or a order block, strong, clear draw on liquidity in the other direction. So the data wick high in this case, these 2 highs, relative equals. And then what heavily dictates my entrance and exits official is bookmap. Explain a breaker. A low, a high, lower low, then a higher high, or a high, low, higher high, then lower low. So that's the way you can more easily think about it, because that sounds confusing, is a last leg down before a sweep higher, or a last leg up before a sweep lower. and then you need price to break that level on the way back up, and that validates it as a breaker. There's a video on my page that you can go look at that there's a breaker marked out. Did you study under PJ? Yeah, I did. Why did that just sound like him? I'm hoping to actually meet up with him pretty soon. Potentially this coming weekend. We'll see, though. We'll see how busy he is. He just moved. Would love to get up with him, though. This is the 5-minute time frame. Bunch of liquidity coming in lower here on NQ. See what ES is looking like. Yeah, this is dangerous. Taking any trades today? Yeah, we took a long up here, targeting the data wick high. Ended up getting stopped out in profit for $60. Yeah, Hugo, it's not the best. I'm not gonna sit here much longer, man. What was my time on the mile? It's embarrassing, dude. It was like 10 minutes and 40 seconds. I jogged a good bit of it. I was struggling, dude. I was running on turf. First time I've ever run on turf before, and it almost felt like running on sand. Like it didn't feel like there was much stability in my ankles. Yeah, we broke this 5-minute. Broke this previous 5-minute high right here. Bookmap was just lit up to the upside. And honestly, pretty sure we would have hit TP, but Trump tweeted about help is on the way to Iran. So as soon as that happened, price fell back and hit my stop. What do you mean, Everett? At least you can see that. Yo, what up? Oh, so much snow. Yeah, I'm good on that. So we invert this 5 and then immediately go right back up. Yeah, people are getting cooked on this today. I guarantee it. Man, I was in that long, think it was going to blow past the FEG. It did not. And of course, right back up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I think so many people are probably getting cooked on this PA today. I'm people, yeah. Small loss, 100, calling it there. Smart, Nathan. If we inverted this 15 on the ES chart, I think I'd be tempted. But honestly, man, it's 10 minutes until, or 8 minutes and 30 seconds until my cutoff time. So I'm probably not going to take anything at this point. Trump's tweets, yeah. You sometimes break. I don't really have that. That's more like if you look at the Discord, I have my hard rules in there. I don't think that that's one of them that's like a hard set rule. It's just something that I think is more advisable than anything. There are definite exceptions to that, but I think it's just usually generally a good idea to wait for the dust to settle for the first at least 5 minutes of market open. But it's not a hard set rule that I have for myself because it's not something that's ever really cost me money. So my rules are heavily influenced by things that I've done in the past that have cost me money. Yeah, if I see a clear trade, I take it. Might not even look at CPI news days. Some people are like that, man. Some people don't trade on news days. How can you tell what days are news days? You should always check forexfactory.com to see what the scheduled economic news is. Did you take a trade? Yeah, we did. Took a long up here. Made 60 bucks. Got stopped out in profit. Yes, we took a trade up here. Got stopped out in profit for 60 bucks. How do people get banned from firms? Depends on the firm. Man, this light, holy cow. Depends on the firm. You got to be pretty egregious in breaking rules. Hedging, meaning that you're taking longs on one account and shorts on the other account. There's a lot of different things that can play into it. No, I'm actually thinking about getting off right now before I do take a trade because it's coming up on my time frame. So I think I'm going to call it here, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all the follows and the engagement, everything. Love you guys. God bless you. I'm going to hop off. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the morning. I'll be back live per usual, 9 a.m. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be here live, 9 a.m. We'll see you. Take care.